Look how fucked my spear tip is. It's like not, it's not blunt, but it's like...
Yeah, so out here at the local with my mate Kat. She's a bit old these days, so offered to load a gun for her. Then I realised her rigging was all fucked up, so I had to load that for the second time. We parted ways and I went to snoop some of these guts for some snapper on the snoop. I was only seeing the odd small snapper in these guts and sort of, yeah, not quite what I wanted, so decided to move on to the weed line. The weed line was pretty active, lots of goatfish and lots of small juvenile snapper sitting out wide and sort of high in the water column. Pretty common for a trevally or a kingfish to come through, or even a larger snapper. If you can find these goatfish big enough, they're a really good meal. For something like a fish burger, I really enjoy them. Decided to shoot this one, not for a fish burger though. I was pretty keen on the snapper, so chucked a couple rocks on him for a burley.
Oh yeah. Was there some there when you snapped the fish?
Yeah. Came and checked Kat's burley with her, and yeah, wasn't really anything on there, and probably wasn't quite the right approach. And went back to mine. We're sort of thinking about changing spots, so last check, and there wasn't anything sitting on mine. On the way back to the boat, I went and found a nice ledge, and actually found a really decent kingfish that came up to me, and yeah, got a stone shot in. Really nice, healthy kingfish here. A good brain shot too. Decided to fillet him on the spot. Sort of release all that blood from the fillet, make it a bit of eating quality. And we moved on to my favourite spot of the local here, and I started filleting fish more. Actually set the fish down in this gut just to marinate and keep the fillets good. And I had a couple bronzies come in straight away. I think they're pretty jealous of my fillets. Gave that one a bit of a poke, it's been a little bit cheeky. When I stuck my head up, I realised that my boat was no longer anchored.
I have to go get the boat. Oh shit.
Jumping back in, I went to go and check my nicely filleted fish to make sure that no sharks were on it. I'd sort of set this burley over this front of this reef. It's about 8 to 10 metres at the top and 18 to 20 metres at the bottom, with a lot of weed going down to provide really good cover. Dropping this fish down here, I kind of knew that sharks were going to create some commotion, and that would make the snapper quite lazy and often easier to shoot, sort of in the open. But this fish had been dragged out. It wasn't at the bottom of the ledge no more, and it was about 15-20 metres out, and I could see that there was a lot of big snapper out there sitting on it, but there was a parade of big sharks like this big female. On the way up, I noticed that something was following me back up, so they were getting quite curious.
And there was like 3 sharks on it, just like, and there was fucking big snapper underneath them.
We came in shallow with a little bit more burley, hoping to pick off a snapper without having to deal with so many sharks. This dive really quickly turned into an observation dive. Probably weren't going to be able to shoot too many fish, but it was a really good opportunity to sort of observed the shark's behaviour and how they would react with you being in front of their food source and around their food source. This guy was pretty keen, but he was happy to keep a bit of his distance and just sort of, I guess, check out the opportunity. He's nice and slow moving, so you can tell he's being quite cautious. But here I decided to give him a little bit of a tap, just to make sure that he knows who's the boss.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and take that as a compliment, but thanks, Kat. Going back to my first burley, I had a couple sharks playing Ring-a-Ring-a-Rosy, and that was really cool, but made it a little bit hard to go and hunt this burley, as I had to keep my head on a bit of a swivel. You can see the amount of fish that are just floating around at all levels of the water column, not really centralised, nor do they really care that I'm there. As I got further down towards the burley, I could tell that these fish had sort of dispersed. Heading up, I had another cheeky shark trying to follow my fins up. This one actually has a broken jaw, likely from a fisherman trying to catch kingfish.
I was looking for you. I was like, oh my god, where's he gone?
There's some fucking huge sharks down there.
Yeah.
The big one followed me all the way up on my fins.
Oh god.
Yeah. They're chill though, but there's no snapper there anymore. No big ones.
For the rest of the dive, just sort of went and sat with these sharks and observed them, had them doing loops around you. It was one of the coolest dives I've had that summer. It was around here that my GoPro started to die, so I got last couple bits of footage of these sharks coming in through these guts and with these snapper before me and Kat decided that we'd pick off a snapper each for dinner, which was reasonably easy. And took our small catch, but had lots of memories and cool sights of these sharks. It was a really special dive. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.